The man was just about to pull the trigger, but the view was blocked by a beautiful woman. Well trained, he quickly moved the scope back to the target, but a man's instincts made him take a peek. Then he glanced at his watch, and found his heart rate had surged to 101. He realized this couldn't go on, so he quickly calmed himself down. After a brief moment of stillness, his heart rate finally dropped to 65. The man quickly adjusted his gear. He had never failed before this. Once the scope was aimed at the target, he pulled the trigger without hesitation. The man didn't expect the woman to suddenly move. He quickly reloaded to take another shot, but the target's bodyguards had already arrived. They quickly pulled the curtains shut. The man knew he only had one shot. If he failed, he'd have to abandon the mission. So he quickly packed his things, and didn't forget to pick up the shell casing from the floor. After making sure he left no evidence behind, he swiftly fled the scene. The man had prepared an electric scooter downstairs in advance, so he wouldn't easily be noticed by the police. By then the police had also arrived, but they were a step too late. On the way, the man first threw away the magazine, then casually tossed the toy gun into a garbage truck. Next, he purposely drove into an empty alley, easily avoiding the police cars. Finally, he threw his helmet into the river. Although he wasn't the top-tier assassin, he was definitely the most detail-oriented. Before every mission, he would scout the area and memorize the roads 2 weeks in advance, so he always managed to get away clean. Then he found a restroom, briefly washed his body, then shaved off his beard. To cover up his own scent, he sprayed on cologne after changing clothes. Only after everything was handled did he dare to leave the restroom, then headed straight to the airport. Once he arrived at the airport, he quietly took out the toy gun he used for self-defense, wiped off the fingerprints on it, then tossed it into a trash bin. But just as he was about to go through security, the man saw that the police were already waiting at the security checkpoint. Worse yet, there was a police dog beside them, and it was staring intently at the man.